Hello, my name is Christina Chapman, and I'm here to do my presentation on Oprah Winfrey as it relates to the saying, as it relates to her life. The saying is, as the twig is bent, so grows the tree. And this saying comes from Alexandra Pope in 1734. The meaning of this folk tale or theory is when a child is influenced negatively or positively, and this can have a permanent effect on that child throughout their adulthood. The environment a child is raised in contributes to what type of adult they could turn out to be or become. The environment a child is raised in can change their personality, their long-term memory, and their emotional development and behavior. A child's confidence and behavioral patterns are shaped early in childhood. Oprah Winfrey is an entrepreneur, a television personality, an actress, and much more. Oprah Winfrey is very successful and has overcome tragedy in her childhood. Oprah has has had to overcome poverty and molestation. Oprah was born in January 29th, 1954. And this time the world was very different for many reasons, such as racial segregation and other issues. So she was born into poverty into rural Mississippi to a teenage single parent. Later she moved to Milwaukee. Oprah's grandmother raised her up until she was 6 years old. And her grandmother became ill, and Oprah had to go and live with her mother in Milwaukee. Oprah's mother lived in a boarding house and she worked as a maid. Oprah stated that she was molested during her childhood and her early teens. At the age of 9 years old, Oprah was raped by a cousin. According to Eric Erickson's theory, states that between the ages of 6 and 10, A child if a child is not allowed to pursue the things that they are interested in, the child can become defiant or disobedient. Oprah was not allowed to be involved in things that interested her, and she started to become defiant. She was defiant due to the abuse and the lack of affection that she did not obtain from her mother. Oprah was also raped by another family member between the ages of 10 and 14. She became pregnant at 14, and her mother sent her to live at a detention home for girls. At this point in Oprah's life, after being abused and kicked out of her mother's house, this will remain in her memory forever. The long term memory is believed to be permanent and has unlimited storage. And the storage refers to holding information and is a constructive process. Oprah's long term memory will be damaged with memories of abuse and no love from any of the adults except for her father. The detention home became overcrowded and she was sent to live with her father. Oprah's father did not know she was pregnant until she went into labor. Oprah gave birth to a baby boy who was premature and died in infancy. After the baby was born, Oprah stated, "I really feel like that boy, the baby, gave life to me." This way, this was the way that Oprah processed her pain. She blamed herself. At this moment in her life, Oprah's cognitive development was almost developed and it was damaged due to pain and mistreatment from the adults in her life, except for her father. Cognitive development refers to how children think, explore, such as problem solving and obtaining knowledge. Emotionally and physically, she became an overachiever to overcome the trauma that she went through. Cognitive skills continue to improve after adolescence into early adulthood in sophisticated ways. She was an overachiever in school and also with her career. Oprah overcame all of this tragedy and began to focus on her career. Oprah's first job was a store clerk at a convenience store after school. She interviewed to become a radio host and landed the job at the age of 19. Erickson states that the older adults often gain wisdom as they face the perspective of death and an attempt to find the meaning in their lives. After all the abuse and mistreatment from her mother, Oprah was still able to gain wisdom and find the meaning and the purpose for her life. Oprah was able to find purpose and her destiny through helping others. She was able to have the victory over her circumstances and find happiness with her father and her career. Her language and education in early life was negatively reinforced, but her father changed that and forced her to focus on her career so she can succeed. Once she moved with her father, her language and education, she had a positive role model to look up to, and he also emphasized education. She did not allow her tree to remain bent.